I want to get into, what has went on with me, and I'm still, being breastfed by the Lord. So I'm still sort of a baby with a lot of stuff, but I still go by the Messiah and Yahweh's will to give you, whatever I'm fed, because I don't fashion it underneath my own liking. Half of the stuff I don't even like to talk about, but I do it because it is Yahweh's will, not of my own, but of His. So with that being said, a lot of mysterious things has happened in my life since I woke up. I found out that my sisters, I knew when I was younger that my grandmother's sister, had gave me the name Sha'el. I didn't find out until a year ago that the name Sha'el means deliverance and salvation of God. I knew and always would share myself and talk with God as a kid, but to break it down to you, once I came to a full understanding of everything, especially with the chromosome haplogroup of testing of mine and being an A1B2 M91 chromosome of the E1s, all right, because how some state the M91 chromosome doesn't belong with the E1s, like some of the Americans read, but the Europeans read it as the A1B2 M91 chromosome. So, me waking up to all this stuff and Yahweh showing me everything, where I came from, to share with you guys and all this other stuff. A lot of people think that I do a lot of history, a lot of other stuff. Really, no. I go and pray and have intercession with God, then go read it in the Bible. Then I might go do the research to add in more scientific research to back up those claims of what I was shown. I found out that a lot of the old traditions of the Hebrew, since I've been waking up, that I've been doing for a while, because I'm not Orthodox all the way, but I try to be. And I celebrate the new moon because I know that before the world perverted the stars and the moon, that they were used as signs for seasons and harvest, and that the Hebrews gave thanks for those new seasons and those new moons and those harvests. And the new moon was always giving thanks for that new moon. And the analogy behind all of that was Moses and Aaron were taught by Yahweh to give thanks for well-being and everything, because that new moon coming in was for the harvests, because the sun would shine at day and the sun and the moon would shine at night, flourishing in those harvests. So they were grateful for that new moon that God had made and that new season coming into, right behind that new year. With that being said, it is 570-76, a Hebrew year, all right? And there's a lot of analogy that is said about the capstone being on the pyramid and it being also set 570-76. This is the reason why a lot of stuff is happening this year on the Hebrew year. We know, for those who don't know, I had the Ashekenezi Jew actually call me out of my name in the racial word right before the Rosh Hashanah Hebrew New Year of 570-76, this year that we're in right now. And a week later, they didn't get their full moon that they do with their Talmud in Kabbalah, all right? They got it a month later with a double eclipse. So that's really mysterious. And for those who are into this spiritually, that to them, they should know what that means because of who they are and the seed that I'm from. I never understood it really until now, because I know that the new moon comes on March the 8th. And 3 carries a very wholesome analogy for what God stands for, and the Holy Trinity and all that other stuff. The Father, the Son, with with the Holy Spirit that He gives us, because our bodies are the temple. We also know that 8, for those who don't know, a lot of people like to turn that into a mystical magical thing, but the Hebrews looked at 8 because they knew God was all around. And all around meant left, right, front, back, north, west, east, south, up, and down. And they knew that. With that being said, and me waking up to who I am and God letting me know, I'm not saying this out of context. I'm saying this to be truthful, to share this with my brothers and sisters that watch me, that I conversate with, that are my Hebrew brothers and sisters, because we all are as one, and one tree with many fruits that it bears. With that being said, with me waking up and sharing a lot of things with you, and you guys on this journey with me, I'm asking you guys to pray to the one true God for the nations, for the people, for everybody waking up on a new moon and giving thanks, so that way your new harvest of this new moon coming in for this new season, new year, will be a blessing unto you. March the 8th is that new moon that the Hebrews will celebrate for this new moon. You can read it in Psalms, you can read it in Numbers, chapter 10, verse 10. And along with me waking up and being probably only Hebrew online, besides all, because the Israelites have their way of teaching, and they came, you know, they're militant and they're very strict with a lot of things. All right, I came as a Hebrew because I want to see all, you know, believe in the one true God, in these people, and the truth, and know what's going on, so we all can be renewed and born again of conscience and mind, and be accepted within the Lord. For He has many mansions in His house, many races and tongues, and that's what I believe. So with that being said, March the 8th is the new moon that they would celebrate this new harvest and stuff. Not the moon, but what the moon represented that God made. And me waking up and saying all this stuff in the meaning of my name just so happens that this new harvest moon, for all of my beautiful Jewish and Ashekenezi friends, falls on my birthday. And it's really, really amazing how all this stuff is going on with me. God has been standing with me, how He has woken me up and shown me and walked with me and done all of these things that a lot of people have to go to yeshivas and learn their whole life, that I've learned in about this amount of time by Him just waking me up to. That this new moon harvest with Sha'el as my name given to me by my grandmother's sister, and me finding out who I am, who my ancestors were, and how the scriptures state, you know, the invocation of other spirits, from prophets to prophets, and all of these other little stuff that I have been showing my brothers and sisters, and we're growing together as in one tree and learning and walking together in Yahweh's love. It's really remarkable how March the 8th, with all the meaning behind the numbers, with the new mean and a new harvest, the new moon falls on Sha'el, Ash's birthday. And for those who don't know, Ash is a Hebrew name for tribal people that were descended from the same thing as my chromosomes that I've been teaching. You could look up Ash for the Hebrew name and it'll tell you. And yes, I'm the original Ash because we're in the books. Queen Elizabeth has us down as the Black Moors, which she told the merchant to come get us. But we worked it off and got emancipated and came over here during the Civil War. It's all in the books. Oh, and my great-grandfather on my dad's side owned a lot of the land that the army bases is on in Alabama. So anybody that's down south or in America will see that main road, and it's called what? Ash Street. So it's not like I don't have to lie. It's all right there. But now I'm proud, and I'm carrying the burden because I have things to do as a Hebrew. Because at one time, I didn't know who I was. So it doesn't give me the right to brag on post. It gives me more of a burden, a job. But I'm very proud of who I am, and I'm going to carry that to show that I'm proud of Yahweh and do His will. So my birthday is March the 8th, and it's a new moon, and a prayer that people give for the new harvest, for the Ashekenezi and Jews, you know, that are really spiritual and know all this other stuff, and then even take it a step further. All right, with the Talmud and Kabbalah, look at March the 8th. Look at the representation, look at the new moon, and look at Sha'el, the Hebrew that just woke up out here in New York City. The only messenger out here as a Hebrew telling the truth.